So you've been invited to play in a game of Dungeons and Dragons. Well done. Your DM has informed you that you'll be using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. And with that, you have come seeking information. I applaud you. Today we are going to be covering logging in for the first time, some potential troubleshooting techniques should things not work, moving your character around, and a potential extension that will link your DNDbeyond with Foundry. I hope you enjoy. Log in using the credentials provided by your Dungeon Master. They will be setting up your username and access key. This is not a password. It is not secure. If you should see a blank screen, then perhaps you should turn on hardware acceleration within Chrome. Go to the 3 dots, Settings. Go to Advanced, turn on hardware acceleration, and the play screen should appear within moments. If there's still a blank screen, then politely ask your DM if you have a token on the field with vision. If not, they will need to provide one for you. If there is a token and you are supposed to have vision, ask the DM if the permissions are set up correctly upon the actor. This will make it sound like you know what you are talking about. Here are the audio controls for Foundry. One controls the interface. Another, ambient noises that your token may or may not hear depending on their position. And finally, the playlist. Songs that the Dungeon Master will be playing to set the mood. If you choose to mute interface, you will stop the sounds of dice being rolled into your ear. The ambience will prevent the fire crackling from the scene of the tavern, and the playlist will stop your DM from playing EDM music, killing the mood. To control your character, you must have ownership permissions of the actor the token is connected to. Just know that if you can't move your token, this is what the problem is, and talk to your Dungeon Master about it. So, you have control of a token now. Excellent. You should be able to move it by clicking on it and moving it around the grid. Wonderful. To adjust its hit points, you must right-click and you can type -20. And it will take 20 damage. +20, and it will heal 20 damage. To move your token, select your token first. This will be indicated by the orange halo around the selection. Hold down Control and left click, and then drag your mouse. A measurement tool will appear. At this point, you can release left click, but continue holding down Control. Whenever you need to move your token to a specific place, left click on that location and then continue dragging your mouse to the final destination. Notice that Foundry will keep a tally of the entire movement broken up into these sections. as a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons character, your movement will most likely be 30 feet. So, this will make your turns more efficient and impress everyone else at the table with your apparent knowledge and skill of the software. Good. To roll custom dice, you must simply go to the chat box and type /r space, and then the dice you wish to roll. You can type in any amount, 1d20, add a modifier of +5 if you wish. You may also type in 2d6 and add in any relevant modifiers. You will be able to see individual dice rolled, should you have an effect that allows you to influence dice that are rolled low or high. From your character sheet, all you need to do is just click on the relevant ability or skill needed at that particular moment. The rolls will populate automatically within the chat bar. Easy, right? Rolling initiative is simple. To access the combat tracker, simply go to the fist icon in the top right. It's next to the chat window. You can right-click it and pop it out so that you can go back to the chat window and monitor both at the same time. Excellent. To roll initiative, in most cases, click on your token first and then roll for initiative. Sometimes this is not required, but it is a best practice way of doing things. And we are in it for the best practices, are we not? At this point, we should understand Foundry Virtual Tabletop, at least on a basic level. With more experience, you will be able to take these lessons and start learning more and more things and come back to the comments and explain all the wonderful things I missed telling you the first time. I look forward to it. But for now, I'm going to teach you one advanced trick. And that is simple. Go to the Chrome Store or Firefox or wherever you download your apps and find the application Beyond 20. Install this extension. And if you use DNDbeyond's glorious character sheets, then you will be able to use that functionality straight into Foundry Virtual Tabletop. You'll be able to roll dice from your DNDbeyond character sheet. You'll be able to utilize the hit point feature, keep track of your spells, and post all the wonderful tidbits of how Magic Missile works to your DM when they don't understand it, but you do. Everything will be automated, and the hit points on your DNDbeyond will be reflected directly on to your character token immediately, making you look like a genius. After downloading the extension, go through some of the options, then go to your character sheet and click on features and allow the extension to grab everything it needs to know about your character. And you're done. All that's needed within Foundry is a character, actor, that has the same name as your DNDbeyond character. The link will happen automatically. But if you are using Chrome, you will need to enable DNDbeyond every time you log into the Foundry and DNDbeyond service. Just click on the Beyond 20 icon in the top right-hand side next to the address bar. It will happen automatically. With this feature, You will be able to utilize every purchased piece of D&D Beyond assets that you have acquired. And should you move into DMing yourself, you'll be able to utilize any monster that you have purchased as well, either through the modules or the monster manual itself. Excellent. I highly suggest this method of using Foundry, as it will offload every potential storage of your character sheet onto D&D Beyond, leaving the framework of Foundry to do what it needs to do best. Keep track of where things are on the grid. I hope that this little tutorial has given you some insight into using Foundry Virtual Tabletop, and that your first session will go through without any sort of problems. I suggest using some of these tricks between sessions, if able, in order to give yourself some experience before going into a live session. Regardless, if you liked this, then press that button. But if you didn't, then press that button. And if you have any further questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll answer them most likely. With that, this has been the Sorcerer's Codex. Outro.